Welcome to With the First Pick, where we're going team by team to build a perfect 7-round mock draft. Who is on the clock today? We're breaking down the Denver Broncos, their biggest needs, best fits, and sleeper picks that could make their draft. And by the time we're done, we'll have a complete blueprint for how they can dominate draft weekend. That's Mike Renner. I'm Ryan Wilson. It's time to get on the clock. Let's build a perfect draft for the Fighting Sean Paytons. Pick 20 is where we start, Mike. Looks like the Broncos have 7 picks, and this seems to be a popular sentiment in the media mock drafts as we come down the stretch here. Is there a chance that Omari Hampton finds his way into the first round, running back out of UNC?
There's always chance, especially in this class, and he's darn good. Don't get me wrong. This isn't the draft I want to be using a first-round pick and a running back. You know, like it's so deep. Why do we need to? And he's good. It's just, but Sean Payton's never really used a bell cow, right?
Yeah.
Even when Alvin Kamara was at his peak, it was still a good deal of running back by committee. So when that's the case, like you especially don't need to use a running back in the first round. Then.
Yeah, I'm with you. And another popular landing spot would be tight end here. They did sign Evan Ingram. I don't know if that precludes us from taking a tight end at some point, maybe not in the first round, but they have other needs. Running back, wide receiver, cornerback could be an option. We talked about tight end, maybe offensive line. This is another team that actually probably doesn't have a ton of needs, especially since they got the quarterback position right.
It really is. And the defense, they did so well of addressing what I thought were the biggest needs. Off-ball linebacker, a safety that can help in the run game.
Yeah.
After that, it's like, dude, I don't know where a guy could even fit in. You know, you can maybe get another linebacker in the mix, depth at corner, depth at defensive line. But if you're Sean Payton, if you're, looking at where do I need to get me over the hump, it's just weapons offensively, truly. That's where I'm looking.
All right. You're the GM. You're George Payton. Where are we starting?
Do we go Luther Burden here?
Should we not overthink it? I mean, why overthink it?
Just a guy, in a quick passing offense, a guy that can make plays with the ball in his hands. It's like he's the best in this class at it. I don't see why not.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we like to knock Bo Nix for throwing the ball quickly and getting the ball out of his hands early. Well, let's give him a reason to continue to do that and be successful. Like, I'm fine with that. All right, 1 down, 6 picks to go. Pick 51. And again, we can literally go just about anywhere because this team is in pretty good shape here. So let's see what the running backs are now, just so we can.
Now we're thinking running back.
Yeah, just so we can. So Scadaboo, let me ask you about Scadaboo. I think he's a day 3 guy just because of the wear and tear. I think, and mentality-wise, physicality-wise, he's probably the first overall pick. But where do you think he ends up?
I bet he ends up going either way back into the 3rd round or in the 4th.
Okay. That feels about right.
He's just too slow, too limited for what the running back position is nowadays. But man, as for what he is, he's so good at what he is. I mean, he's such a great short yardage churner type of running back.
If you need 2 yards on 4th and 2, and you're going up against the best defense on planet Earth, I would take Cam Scadaboo to get those 2 yards.
That's a great one too.
I was talking to Shamari Simmons, a safety for ASU at the Shrine Bowl, and I said, "What did you think when Scadaboo threw up in that final game, the Texas game, I think it was?" He said, "I knew he was going to start playing a lot better." That was Texas, right, where they came back?
Yeah.
And that's when he got red hot. So I guess all you have to do is power boot and be on your way. All right, so we're not taking Scadaboo here, but Quinshon Judkins, your guy Dylan Sampson, Trey Henderson. I mean, there's a ton of guys to pick from if we want to fit this into Sean Payton's offense.
Yeah, I lean either Judkins or Sampson at this point. I'm cool with either.
I might lean towards Judkins. I know you're high on Sampson. My only issue with Sampson and Sean Payton this ain't gonna fly. He had 4 fumbles last year.
Yeah.
So that's my one concern. Judkins is a workhorse and feels like an upgraded model to what Javonte Williams was supposed to be.
Well, it was before he tore the ACL, right? He
that's true.
Back from that.
That's actually I got to give Javonte credit for that. Yeah, he had a great coming out of UNC, and actually I think he started pretty well before he got hurt. All right, you okay with Judkins?
Let's do it.
All right, Judkins it is. Pick 85, 3rd round. 2 offensive weapons for Bo Nix here.
They're going to be a lot more dynamic.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if that means more passes close to the line of scrimmage, I do not care about that. All right. What are we thinking here?
I like.
It really is like there aren't a lot of holes to pick in terms of this team.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not a hole, but they are thin up front. You can always add offensive line depth. I think Wyatt Milam's the top O lineman on my board right now, and a guy that could play on the interior, that offensive line. Either
Here, hit the offensive line striker just so I can see
if
there's any conversations we want to have. So
yeah, you probably got to include OT too, because all the true guards and centers in this class are not great.
I do love that Willie Lampkin's near the top of the PFF rankings. He is close to my heart, one of my favorite players. We'll see if he gets drafted. I hope he does. It'd be a good story. I'm fine going Wyatt Milam here for sure.
I think one of the tackles too, it would be interesting. Either Charles Grant, Cameron Williams, because Mike McGlinchey, massive injury history. He's 30 years old this year. He's not, he was fine last year, but like his reliability over the past handful of seasons has not been up to stuff. So I think a depth at tackle, a guy to develop for later, isn't a bad idea either.
I not even for sentimental reasons. I think Charles Grant is more athletic, but I think has more upside than Cameron Williams. So I didn't love his tape.
I agree. I can't believe he came out. Charles Grant, I have a sky high grade. Charles Grant. I mean, I think he's insanely good. I would take him in the first round. So yeah.
The crazy thing about Charles Grant is he had an academic scholarship to William & Mary, and let's just say I did not have an academic scholarship to William & Mary, nor should I have gotten one.
You love the academic scholarship guys on the O-line. That's where.
Right. He's
a wide receiver or like a DB, you're like actually a little wary. You're like, why? You're like,
play exactly. All right, let's take Charles Grant here, man. Let's
do it.
Try pride alive, striker. All right, cool. Love it.
It's an athletic draft class.
It really is. All right, pick 122. We are now on day 3. 4 picks to go. And we're not drafting a quarterback, not even a developmental guy. We don't need people breathing down Bo Nix's neck. All right. What are you thinking?
Oh, gosh.
I like Kobe Bryant as a cornerback we saw him at the Shrine Bowl. He's undersized. I like Noel Williams as well. He's regular size, quote unquote, for your NFL cornerbacks, if we're thinking about that. But what do you think?
Yeah, I like both those guys. That's where I'd look too.
Okay. Well, I'll let you make the final choice whether you want an angry 175-ish Kobe Bryant, it's Kobe Bryant, excuse me, I can't read. Or Noel Williams, who has some ball skills.
Let's go Noel Williams.
I think we're at the point in the process where, I mean, not surprisingly, people who watch these shows get angry because, it's not we call it perfect and it's not perfect in their mind. But I think a lot of times people don't know a lot of these guys' names. And then a year from now, you're like, oh, that guy actually was really good. And that could be like Noel Williams, for example. All right. Ooh. What do we got here?
I would be interested to see the tight end board at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Are there any tight ends available?
I bet there's some dudes. Let's see what we got here. Priestcorn, Dupree. I think, did we talk about Dupree?
We did not.
Okay. I actually like him a lot. Is our guy Fedone gone? How is Fedone not there? Scroll down a little bit, producer striker. I wonder if Fedone. Oh, that's it, huh?
Lachey's not bad at this point in the draft. Dupree's not bad either.
Yeah, let's go with your guy Lachey. I'm fine with that. I like Dupree a little better, but that's neither here nor there for our purposes.
Let's go a little tight end.
All right. So pick 197. 2 picks to go here. Let's see. What are you thinking, man? I mean,
I don't know what we got. I mean, I like Jordan James. You already drafted a running back. You don't necessarily need a second. You got estimate last year. You got McLaughlin there. I think it's one running back in this class, and then that's probably it.
You want to look interior offensive line?
Sure. Yeah. What do we got?
I mean, we're maybe trade all these picks. They're running out of positions. I do like Miles Frazier out of LSU.
Okay.
Josh Gray and Clay Webb. Clay Webb's fun. He was a Georgia transfer who's a 5-star coming out, and I thought he had a pretty good Senior Bowl.
Webb's not bad. Yeah.
So we can go down that road offensive line wise, or we can look. I don't know what else there is to look at in terms of position needs.
Yeah, let's go interior offensive line. This is a good
All
spot
right.
to grab one.
What do you think?
Frazier?
You're going to do Clay Webb or Miles Frazier or someone else?
You go Frazier.
All right, let's do Miles Frazier. All right, one more. Best available. Is this showing take your guy Tyler Shuck here?
Dude, if he's on the board.
You have to take him here. He's on the board, no doubt about it.
You do.
I'm okay going like with Cameron Jackson's there. I love Cameron Jackson more than most people do. If we want to add some beef in the
We
middle.
have ignored the defensive line. Let's see what's available defensive line here at this point. Just interior and edge.
The Cam Jackson, Horsehead, BC.
I feel like Ty Robinson's perfect for that defense.
I like Ty Robinson.
He's Zach Allen.
Yeah, and that's a great point. Absolutely. And Zach Allen certainly has had some success there. Yeah, let's get Ty Robinson. That's a good call. Yeah. I feel like he should go higher than this, but
I think he will. I do think he'll go higher.
I like Hutmacher too. Excuse me, Nash, his teammate, who isn't quite as explosive as Ty, but we'll see.
Ty tested really well.
Yeah, he did. All right, Luther Burden up top, Quinshon Judkins, Charles Grant, Noel Williams. I mean, that's a run on athletes right there. Luke Lachey, the tight end out of Iowa, Miles Frazier, LSU interior offensive lineman, and Ty Robinson, defensive lineman out of Nebraska, wraps it up.
C- for Charles Grant. Come on. I missed when it was just mine, and I'd get an A+ for every pick because it was just my board. So this is hurting me.
Yeah, you gotta make some phone calls and get this rectified because as you pointed out, if it's academic scholarship, that's automatic A+ if you're playing the offensive line. He's going to be so good. All right, that wraps up the perfect Broncos draft class. Make sure to subscribe to NFL and CBS on YouTube and download With the First Pick wherever you get your podcasts. And stay tuned for more perfect mock drafts because we are hitting all 32 teams.